And welcome to the Chrissy B Show. We have a fabulous program lined up for you today. So film stars, pop stars and people in high power jobs earning millions might not necessarily be the best role model for you. People you can relate to, however, that you respect for credible and authentic reasons are important and often lacking. We'll be discussing this as well as women's roles in the media industries, career options and today's society with the founder Sepi Roshan of Astute Radio, a female-based station. I'll also be showing you my latest Chrissy challenge, how to make a dress from scratch, and for that one I was up against a friend. We also have Cynthia Liza Gregoire, our stylist, who'll be speaking about capes, gilets and ponchos. And our makeup expert Theresa Maegan Gregoire will be showing us how to use concealers and colour correctors effectively. You're right there, girls. And we'll also show you a story of creative success with bubbly and creative entrepreneur Ashley. That's not a mistake, her name is Ashley. And I'll also be answering questions from a viewer. But first we have the news with the lovely Excel. Now that was another mouthful for me.
I know.
How are you, my darling?
I'm good, thank you. Good to be here as always. Hello, viewers. I've got news for you today.
You have?
I've got plenty of news for you today. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, go on then.
Should I be worried? Let's see. No? Okay, go ahead then.
Well, I'll start off with something quite lovely, really, I should say.
I want all our news to be lovely on the show.
Yeah, I know. But you know, sometimes we did the whole, you know, public news and public safety and whatnot. So I thought
public humiliation, depending on
the mood I'm in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yes, today it's about how people didn't react in the way that they should have because they received bad service, and you'll understand why. Stephen and Mackenzie Schultz from Iowa in the United States chose to tip their waiter $100, even though they weren't happy with how long they had to wait to get their food.
Why?
Well, what happened was...
Although technically it's not really the waiter's fault, is it, if the food takes a long time to come out? Unless they forget to put the order in.
Well, exactly. But, because you generally kind of tip for the overall service, because I think people tend to share tips, don't they? Yeah. So, yeah. But on this occasion, the couple said they were there in the restaurant waiting. They had to wait 20 minutes for a cup of water.
Oh, dear.
And they realized that the waiter was serving 12 tables at once.
Oh no.
So they realized that, when they realized that, they thought, oh my gosh, we were once there. It actually took them back to their days of when they were at uni, where they also used to wait tables. And even though they, like I said, people were waiting forever and everything, she just thought, you know what, I need to pay it forward, as in just sort of be kind to the guy, in the sense of, it wasn't, like you say, it's not really his fault technically, but at the same time he was overworked having to deal with 12 tables. And so she actually had the receipt and she posted it on Facebook, which I love, of course. And I have a picture of the receipt. It showed the receipt there where it says, we've both been in your shoes, paying it forward with a little smiley face. And so they tipped him. Their purchase came to $66.65. They gave him a gratuity tip of 100, and so brought the whole thing up to 166.
Oh, that's lovely.
He said, and the actual note that was put on Facebook says, so here's the deal. Our service tonight sucked. Took 20 minutes to get water, 40 minutes for an appetizer, and over an hour for our entree.
Oh no.
People all around us were making fun of the restaurant and how bad the service was. Yeah, it was pretty terrible. But it was very obvious that the issue was being short-staffed and not the server. He was running around like crazy and never acted annoyed with any table. At one point, we counted, he had 12 tables plus the bar that he was tending to. Oh my gosh,
that's a nightmare.
Exactly. So I think it was lovely for them to at least consider.
That was.
Yeah, it was very nice.
That was really nice. I mean, I'm like, what's the word? I would say I'm fussy. Okay, I'm a little bit when I'm in restaurants because I do like good service. I really do. And
because you go to a restaurant where you're hungry, don't you, Chrissy? And you want the food now.
I do. Maybe that's the problem. But normally I will tip. But if I'm served by someone that's stroppy or rude, then I just refuse to. I really refuse to. I think that's what saved the waiter. Even if, for example, I have to wait, but I can see that person's friendly and they're apologetic, and you can see they're overworked. It's different. But if there's someone stroppy, then that is something I really can't stand. And I think that's what saved him as well, because he says here that, you know, despite all of that, he wasn't sort of huffing or anything like that. He was still quite polite. Yeah. So I think he... Oh, good for him. Absolutely. Good for him. Right. Following on with food. I'm trying to make you hungry tonight, Chrissy. I'm hungry already. My tummy's already rumbling. Just feel sorry for the rest of my guests today. Well, let's just say I have managed to find the biggest breakfast in the world. No way. And I wonder if you'll be able to take... Actually, this might be a challenge, Chrissy. I don't know what you viewers think. Well, there is a breakfast served in a... Is it America? No, it's actually in Manchester. Oh. And it's a place called the Bear Grylls Cafe in Congleton, south of Manchester. And the whole meal is 8,000 calories. Oh my gosh. It is made up of 8 sausages. Ridiculous. Get a load of this. It's made up of 8 sausages, 8 slices of bacon, 4 hash browns, 4 fried eggs, a 4-egg cheese omelette, 4 waffles, 4 black puddings, that's ridiculous. Beans, tomatoes, mushroom, fries, 4 pieces. Oh, you haven't finished? Sorry. No, I haven't finished. No. 4 pieces of plain toast and 4 pieces of fried bread plus butter. This meal will make the unlucky recipient very, very unwell. Do you think? Is that it? These are the raw materials. So let's picture a proper cooked plate. There you go. It doesn't actually look that big. And it comes with a milkshake. Oh no. It's ridiculous. It comes with a milkshake. I do like my English breakfast though. But 32-ounce strawberry milkshake topped off with a giant dollop of whipped cream. How can you have a milkshake? And do you know what? It's a bargain, Chrissy, because that will only set you back. You could get change from 20 quid. You're joking. 19.95 bargain. Wow. Do you want to go up to Manchester and have a look? We can share. We can take 12 people with us. No, love. The whole point is for you to finish it. And the joke of it, challenge breakfast? It's actually a challenge breakfast, right, so because it says human beings don't normally have that. Because it says here that if you actually get this is hilarious. It says the good news is if you make it through the challenge, you will win £100. So you get to buy 5 more breakfasts. Yeah. But don't expect any help getting to the hospital, because the challengers must sign a waiver form before delving into their greasy breakfast, just in case you end up very, very ill. Of course you would. And no one's going to help you. Gosh. Self-inflicted, love. Wait, did you see the burger challenge? You weren't there for the burger challenge. No, I wasn't. No. I tried to do a burger challenge once. I failed miserably. It was four of us ended up sharing. The camera lady and 2 friends, and we still didn't finish it. One burger? No, it wasn't one burger. It was 3 burgers with 3 patties in each one. There were fries. There were, oh my God, it was amazing, but just too much. Couldn't do it. But there was someone that had done it. I don't know how someone can eat that much, and he wasn't even like big. He was quite slim, and he managed to finish everything. But anyway, I think he must have starved himself for a week. Even if you do that. Oh yeah, seriously. But so far, about 22 people have tried this challenge, and they failed miserably. No one as of yet has been able to smash this record, so keep going, guys. Interesting. Well, all right, shall I leave food now for a minute? Okay. Or shall I? Well, okay. Going on some interesting news I found out recently. Sir Richard Branson, who is the head of Virgin, has decided to allow his staff to take as much annual leave as they like. I've heard this one. Take as much as they need, as long as they're on top of their work. That would be fabulous. If I can do all my work in 6 months and just take 6 months off, that'd be great. It's an interesting concept. This would be fabulous, I have to say. I think it could work. Obviously, it depends who you have working for you, and that obviously. I think it takes the person to be responsible, isn't it? Exactly. Because there are people that are so like, they're perfectionists basically, and they will not leave anything undone. And if you have those kind of people, actually we could go the other way. True. Because then you can get people that won't take any annual leave because they are so like into their work, and they don't want to let the boss down or don't want to let themselves down. Yep. So I suppose it could go either way, but it's an interesting concept. I have to say, he's rolled it out at the moment in I think he's at the moment just tried it out in the UK, and he's saying that if he sees that it's work, I think he's tried it only in a few projects in the UK and in the US. So
but as long as the sort of like the trial run runs very well, it would apply across all the Virgin companies, because, you know, he has, you know,
how
records.
Long you have to do that for then?
Well, it doesn't say how long the trial is for, but I think it's probably going to, I would say, a year to just try it and see how it goes, sort of thing.
I think it needs to do a bit longer than that.
But he posted it on his blog, and he's saying, you know, he's confident, because the assumption will be that they feel 100% comfortable that the team are up to date with their work, and that any absence will not make the work suffer.
Yeah.
So there you go. At least giving them a chance to use their initiative.
It's very brave of him to do that.
I know. Very brave indeed.
Okay, Excel.
Yes.
You're going to stay with us?
Yes, I will.
I mean, you'll be back later, not stay with us. We're going to kick you off the set and then bring you back again.
All right then.
Because we're going to have another lovely guest with us after this break. So do stay tuned, because afterwards we'll be looking at our creative success story with singer-songwriter Ashley. And I'll be speaking with Sepi Roshan from Astute Radio about the importance of having positive influences, being aware of your career options and learning new ways to evolve in your career.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back. Now, before we meet our first guest, let's take a look at our creative success story with singer-songwriter Ashley.
Right, so I'm here with Ashley. Now, why is this a double barrel?
It's actually both my names are Ashley. I did have a stock answer for this, but I realised that it probably isn't good enough. So I called my mum last night and I said to her, Mum, why on earth did you call me Ashley? Her surname's Ashley. So I was like, you know, couldn't you think of anything more original? And her response, my mum's a fashion designer, and her response was, it looks nice.
So you've got an EP that's just coming out now. Have you written all the tracks yourself?
I have, yeah. We released the EP in June. We had a massive launch party at Ronnie Scott's, and we had Vivi Brown down, who's she's literally one of the most amazing artists out there at the moment, and a guy called Duke as well. It was a totally packed night. You know, got to perform the whole set for the audience for the first time ever. My dad came down as well. My dad had never seen me gig. My dad's not a man of many words, so he didn't really say much. But after the show, and I was like sweating and I was like buzzing from the performance, and he came and found me and he just gave me a big hug. That was it. He just gave me a hug and I was like, oh, did you like it? And he was like,
So saying that about having the sport's really important, because it is a difficult industry, anything really in the media is. So do you think that, have they been role models for you? What's sort of been your grounding, got you through, kept your confidence up?
My mum, really. My mum's a total fighter, and she's always pushed me to follow my dreams and, you know, to be myself and to enjoy it.
So would you say that writing music makes you happy?
Yes, definitely. It's a release, you know. It gives me a chance to tell a story. Like all of my songs, all of my videos, everything sort of walks this blurred line between reality and fantasy. And you know, when reality is hard, you know, we as humans kind of need that fantasy. We need that dream and that ethereal kind of energy sometimes to help, you know, drive us through. So writing music, definitely, telling the stories and blurring this line even further between reality and fantasy is definitely something that makes me happy. 'Cause your heart is made of gold. Don't fear that.
Okay, great. And one last quick question. What would you say is the most important lesson that you've learned so far in your career for anybody who's watching, who's maybe thinking of going down the same road as you?
I think the most important thing is to be patient. Be patient and take your time. One thing at a time as well. You know, it's really easy to kind of rush in and try and crack every record ever made all at the same time. And yeah, I'm learning patience. I'm a very impatient person. I can't wait for anything. I hate waiting. But at the same time, it's a very good quality to have, because nothing happens overnight in this industry. To shoot you down. Whoa. That was Silva. I'm Ashley. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much, Ashley and Barbara. So now I'm joined in the studio with Sepi Roshan, who felt very frustrated that jobs in radio for women were hard to come by. So she set up her own female-based radio station, didn't you?
That's it. That's what you do.
That's amazing.
Well, I'm a solutions-based person.
That's brilliant. But tell us, what were you doing before then?
Well, before I was doing something quite different. When I was younger, I'll take you back to when I was younger, I really wanted to get into media, but because of my background and the way that I'd been brought up and the culture that I was raised in, it wasn't really an option, or it wasn't an option that I thought I had available to me. Okay. So I dabbled a little bit. And I really wanted to do psychology, philosophy, things in media. And so I did commerce and accounting.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense.
Yes, well, you know, I think that's what happens though when you don't have the role models, or you don't have anything that's slightly different to aspire to that allows you to follow the things that interest you.
Yeah.
And so I did what I thought was the right thing to do, the thing that will land me a nice job.
But how did you feel doing that, knowing that you really wanted to be doing something else?
Well, I did what I thought was the best thing to do, and so I call it nourishing soil. So I found my nourishing soil. So when I graduated as a finance professional, I did technical accounting, which means that I was an accountant that didn't do numbers. So very different, very, very out of the box.
Okay.
And so I was very much into policy. I was like a lawyer for accountants. So whenever the rules and regulations came out, I would look at those, translate those, train people, communicate, implement. So really taking the fear out of it. And I've always enjoyed that, always working with people, taking the fear out of things and really finding solutions of the best way that people could do their jobs.
But something was still simmering.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. And so I got to a point in my career where it was really, what do I do? Do I continue with this? Do I lead a policy team? Do I start writing those exciting standards that help keep the financial reports in the way, prepared in the way that they should be? Or do I actually go and do what I really want to do? So I left and I started a coaching and development career to help people with their communication skills, presentation skills. And I had a radio show as well. So I did that, and through a series of events and this information that was coming out about women in radio, and especially minority women in radio, which is even less, you see and you hear less of that, I thought, well, actually, instead of whinging and moaning and saying that there's not enough opportunities or not enough of the opportunities that I would like to have, I'll just set one up. And we'll see where that goes, because if other people can do it, then maybe I can do it too.
Was it a scary thing to do though? Because I think leaving you changed career completely, and that must have been like, oh my gosh, you've got that stability there, that's what you studied, and now all of a sudden to just do this on your own. What was that like?
Absolutely. And I think when people talk about entrepreneurship and they talk about career change, I really think that the biggest barrier is the barriers that you have within yourself. Because you really have to reconstruct who you are and what you want and how you perceive yourself. And the psychological battles that go on are quite intense. And doing this and doing that and implementing this strategy, etc. The doing is not so bad. It's really when you look inside yourself. I say you turn your eyes inside and you have a good look at what's going on inside. And it's dealing with that, because perceptions are very, very important. The way that we perceive ourselves. As we grow up, we determine a sense of self by not only our perceptions, but also how we perceive other people perceive us.
And how's the radio station going for you?
Yeah, it's going really well. We were looking at the stats, and we're just growing month by month. So we've had almost 25,000 people last month come on and listen to the amazing stories and the amazing snippets of information, experience and expertise of the people who come on and share that with our listeners. And it's worldwide and it's global, and I'm so pleased.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'm so pleased with the way it's going.
Now, obviously, it wasn't like plain sailing, was it? Because you must have come across some hurdles and things. How did you deal with that? Because I know there are lots of people probably watching now that they're not in the career that they love. They wake up and this is a hint for you. If you're waking up every morning and you're dreading going to work, that's a huge sign that something's wrong, and you're probably not in the career that you're meant to be in. It's not your passion. But maybe they're afraid, or they're like thinking, oh, what about when things get difficult? what, you know, I'd rather be safe than do something that I really love.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to them?
Look, I think it's always scary, and I mean, one of the ethos behind Astute Radio is really to get the real stories out and real points of view about people who are living life every day. And it really is, it's quite difficult, and you do need a support system, but you also need to allow yourself time to soak in what's happening around you. And also you do sit there and you cry sometimes. You're like, what the hell am I doing? I've left my city job or my banking job. But when you really step back and ask yourself really, who am I? What is it that I'm trying to achieve? Why am I doing this? What has led me to this? I think that's what helps me get up in the morning and builds that resilience.
Are you happy doing what you're doing now?
I am. I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I absolutely love what I'm doing, because again, when I see these women and I hear their reactions and how much it's doing for them in building their confidence, giving them a safe platform, a safe environment to say, yes, you're interested in that, let's explore that together. Because one of the problems is that a lot of people aren't given that opportunity to explore the things that interest them, because there's a very rigid protocol, there's a very rigid path that they have to follow. So for example, speaking to some young journalists, especially women journalists, they're sent to all the celebrity stuff and looking at makeup and what, you know, this celebrity and that celebrity is doing, and they're not interested in that, and they want to talk about the issues that interest them,
important to them,
everyday issues that affect their lives, and they're not given that opportunity. They're finding in the way their career's going. So Astute Radio provides, that's our remit really, is to provide that safe platform to follow through on the issues that are not discussed every day but are still quite important.
That sounds brilliant. Sepi, we've run out of time, unfortunately. It has flown by again. But thank you so much for coming on and speaking about that, and all the best. I know it's going to, you know, go really far.
Thank you.
That you're doing. Thanks for helping so many people through it as well.
Pleasure, my pleasure. I love it. Thank you.
All right, well, do stay tuned, because after the break, we'll have the Gregoire sisters coming on to talk about makeup and styling.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, and now we have the lovely Gregoire sisters. Hello.
Hello.
Have Megan over here and Cynthia over there. But we can't get a shot of her at the moment because she's out of shot, but we're going to see her in just a moment. But we're going to talk to Megan first about concealing, dark circles and highlighters and all that stuff.
Yes.
So do tell us about it.
Yes, so I'm talking about correctors, concealers, highlighters, primers, illuminators. It's a mouthful, Chrissy.
Okay.
Sometimes it can be confusing. So I just wanted to go through the different products and what their purpose is.
Okay.
Sometimes they can be used incorrectly, which can have the negative effect that we're looking for. So I'll start with correctors, which are used to do what they say the word is, correct that skin tone. So they come in about 4 different shades. I'll just have a palette here so I can reference. Lilac, which is used to counteract that sallowness, that yellow color of the skin. You can get primers in this hue, as well as you have the green that would counteract that redness, rosacea. So if you have a bit of a red base and you want to calm that down. Then you have the yellow based, which will counteract those under eye circles for the lighter skin. So if you look on a color wheel, you can see that it's actually the opposite of what that color is, to correct that to that even.
What do you use on me?
I use a more orangey tone, which would be here. This is called Emerge. So it's a yellow base cream. So that's about a mid-tone. So that would correct those under eye circles or pigmentation.
Okay.
And you'll get more into the terracotta, that deeper terracotta for a darker skin, as well as yellow for a lighter skin. So one of the things that you can often make a mistake with, Chrissy, is if you're applying that the foundation, which is your flesh color, over and layers over pigmentation or dark circle, and then it has that cake effect where it's on top of the skin and you can actually see the makeup, you know, and it's all about less is more. You know, you want to look natural, you don't want to look like you're wearing makeup, but yet you don't want those, you know, those pigmentation sneaking through. So that's where you might want to reference corrector, but before that you might want to use a concealer. And what a concealer is a thicker texture of your flesh color. So it is used for those, you know, small little blemishes or under eye circles that shine through after you've put your foundation. And you can use a bit of concealer. It's not supposed to be used for a large circumference on your face. It's just for those little, you know, trouble spots that you might want to have a little bit more coverage.
Do you have any zits? This is the thing to use. In other words.
And I love this, Chrissy. I'll just show this because actually concealers like this palette can be very thick. And this one is from Chanel, and it's actually, it's a Corrector Perfection concealer. And I love it because it's the same texture of an actual foundation, but yet it's that full coverage. So I'll go to the first slide where I have Janine, who she had a red, oh no, that's my mom. So we can oh, hello, Mom. We can go back to that. My mom, I've actually used a mid corrector. So for her skin tone, it would be that orangey emerge that I've used on Chrissy to correct those under eye circles. So you can see in the first one, she's got under eye circles. Then she looks absolutely gorgeous in the second because we've color corrected.
Get your looks from, girls.
Yay! She's so lovely. So I'll go to my second slide. Which is Janine, and you can see in the first slide she does have that skin base that has that redness. We've calmed that down, and Chrissy, we never used that green primer. What we used there was an Origins mushroom cream. It's called By the Make Origins, and it just calmed that redness down. You can see how lovely and gorgeous and golden Janine's finished look is. So you can actually buy, like I said, different products that will counteract those problems. So I'll go to the third slide, and the word illuminator and that light illuminator and highlighter, right, can get confused. And you can see on the tops of my cheeks there, my Cupid's bow and the bridge of my nose, is that light is captured on that picture. And I use this because there's that light reflector in these products that you don't want to put, let's say, on a blemish. So sometimes you could go wrong if you have a product that's, you know, a flesh color and you think, I want to have this lighter and concealed, but I've got dark circles. Now, this is not what you would use because you'll have shine on a dark, you know, pigment on your skin. You don't want to bring that negative attention because it's going to look a bit funny. So be careful when you hear or see the word illuminator and highlighter, because it is not the same as a concealer or a corrector. So it's important that we use those. And if you're not sure, maybe ask, you know, at the makeup counter.
Definitely. They're always there to help you, aren't they?
Yeah, because, you know, this one has a skin base lift brightening, because that's another word, brightening, right? So that's the same as that corrector. This is an under eye concealer with corrector in it. So they have those combo dual products that you got to be sure with the wording what the purpose is. Check it out.
Thank you so much. We're going to walk across now to Cynthia with styling. So just follow us here. Righty, hello.
Ooh, hello. Hi, Chrissy.
How are you doing?
Good, good. I'm loving that Mom got on the show tonight.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Okay. All right. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is Chrissy and our outfits. So this is sort of like a call out to Vivienne Westwood. Vivienne Westwood has released her memoirs in a book just recently, and her new collection has actually hit the shop. So Chrissy, if I could just talk about your dress at first here. We have, I've styled Chrissy in this lovely black, it's called an ocean dress. And it's everything you would expect from Westwood this season. We've got that asymmetrical draping. We've got that lovely like brocade pattern on it. And I've just paired it with some Lucy Choi disco heels. I'm just loving these stilettos. These would go great with jeans as well. But Chrissy, you look very elegant.
Thank you. I love this dress.
Do you? Yeah, and it just gives you that little bit of a rocker edge to it. So it's just stylish. I love it. Myself, I also put myself in Westwood tonight. This top here, you can see the little detail around the neck, and I just played with the collar, putting it up. This is called the approval blouse, and paired it with a leather mini skirt. I've also put it with Mary Jane heels, open toe, which I find is a very nice transitional fall shoe. So enough with the outfits. Tonight's segment is about gilets, ponchos, and capes. A wonderful transitional garment. All right, so I'm going to start with the gilets. And my model Megan here will be showing these off. And I've just put Megan in just a plain jeans, a high heel, black boot, just a neutral black shirt. And we're gonna show you how to bring these day looks to evening and more chic and more glamorous. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is a gilet. And you'll recognize a gilet by its cut. It's cut straight down, it's sleeveless, and it acts as like a vest or a waistcoat. Very nice.
I love that. Is my favorite.
This is the one you love. I'm so glad you like that. They do come in either, you can have, this one here is made out of lamb, and this one is made by a brand called Unreal Fur. So it's furry, but it's not fur, for those of us ethically concerned about that. And basically, these are supposed to fit very straight on the body, and it just provides an outfit with that extra kind of kick. So Megan, if I can just put this on you here and show how, I mean, you can easily take this day outfit, Chrissy, and make it
lovely.
Right, you're ready for a dinner party, or you're ready to go out with your friends for supper sort of thing. So this one here is lovely. It's got the kind of points like a poncho, and it just really jazzes up an outfit. Pair it with heels. Very lovely. Let's just...
we have to fast forward a little bit.
Do we?
We've got 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah,
I got 2 minutes left? Oh my gosh. Okay, this one here is the other gilet.
Oh, I love that. Oh gosh.
Very furry,
Got to get me one
Unreal
of these.
Fur. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't do that quick,
Is it?
just chucking them over the rail now.
Okay, so...
Carry on.
The thing with ponchos, a poncho is a little bit different than a cape in that it is cut as a rectangle. And Megan will just put this one on. This one doesn't have sleeves. This one's done by 360 Cashmere. And do you like it, Chrissy?
Oh, it's got a hood as well.
Yeah, this one has a bit of a hood with it. So like you can play with it there, and
I love that.
we can put it down. This one has like a little bit of a fastener here. So basically,
that's so cool. That's beautiful.
Do you see, Chrissy, how it goes down here? Because it's, if you pull it out, it's been cut as a triangle.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And a poncho just...
See how it dresses the outfit up?
Really does.
Yeah.
Love that.
No plain Jane here.
That's 100% cashmere, so that is very, very lovely. It just provides that extra warmth, but you know how the weather has just been so, transitional.
Sorry, we're giggling, it's a private joke.
Okay.
Another one.
All right. The last garment we're going to talk about today is the cape. And I think that the cape is really going to be popular this season and as well as next season. Saint Laurent really worked in the cape well with their Autumn/Winter 14 collection. And the way you can identify a cape is that it's cut very circular and not rectangular. And a cape is going to give you a very different look. Now, Megan, put this on carefully with that red lipstick here. A cape is going to give sort of the illusion of almost like a mini dress or a very straight cut across the bottom.
Oh wow, and she looks amazing in that.
I love this one. This one's a bit of a rabbit. Now some of the capes have holes in the arms and some of them don't have holes in the arms. But like I said, a cape is there to give you that sort of like dress appearance, Chrissy, whereas a poncho is cut on a rectangle and it will be uneven on the bottom and have a bit of movement with it.
Can I throw this one on as well?
Oh, definitely. I would actually, can we put this one on?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to have time. We've almost run out of time. Let me hold that one.
Cool.
Okay, well, I'll just
All
take
right.
this one home.
The thing I love about this one here, it's made of merino wool, but as you can plainly see, this one has a bit of fringe to it. So when Megan walks and sort of moves a little bit around, this garment actually moves with her and it just gives her, it just dresses up that jeans. don't twirl so much. But anyways, it just gives that little bit extra like chicness and elegance to an outfit. So actually, Chrissy, can we get you to tweet your viewers to maybe tweet us this week with their favorite cape, gilet?
Oh, that'd be lovely. Do send us your photos as well. That would be great.
I think so,
Yeah,
and we might have to feature them on the website.
Do you know, we're going to have to do this one after the break because we've run out of time. So do stay tuned because I do want to see this one on the lovely Maegan too. So do stay tuned.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back. Now, let's just finish speaking about these lovely garments before we go to my latest challenge. Cynthia, can you tell us about this lovely one as well?
Okay, just to wrap up here, this is again a cape. It was cut like a circular garment, and you can see the straight edge that it gives you. So although I've put Maegan in jeans today, this would look fabulous with shorts or a mini skirt or even a dress because it does give the illusion of the dress. And although her hands are outside of the garment, with a cape, she can also put her hands inside the garment and wear it like such. So
that looks lovely.
Yeah, so just
Thank you so much. Honestly, I love all of these things, and got to get myself one because I don't have one yet.
Now's the season to wear them, Chrissy.
Definitely.
Transition season.
Definitely. Thank you very much, girls, and we'll see you again next week.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's now go to my latest challenge, which was dressmaking, and find out how I did and who won this week's challenge between myself and my competitor. Hi everyone, today I'm outside the London Textile Studios about to challenge my friend Helena to make a dress. Are you ready?
I am very ready for you.
Okay, so she's going to cheat a little bit. Well, she's already cheating because she has sewn before, haven't you?
So have you.
I've overlocked. It's not the same thing. I have.
No, you haven't.
I know what I've done.
Let's see.
All right, so I'm confident that I can beat this girl, even though she's very competitive like I am. So shall we go and try?
Yes, let's see what happens.
Welcome to the London Textile Studios. Helena and Chrissy, you're here for your challenge. We'll make a dress in the afternoon, not a day. This is the dress we're going to make. It's a commercial pattern, and the reason why we choose this pattern because it's good for beginners and, you know, first learners, okay?
Well, I can't help you.
How are we getting on? What you need to do... You press this side.
Can you feel the tension in the room?
Yeah.
No, I'm quite relaxed actually. I feel quite confident. You're invading my space.
No, I'm not.
Right, I think there's been a slight error on this dress.
Look what I've done to my dress.
No!
See, you were so quick to criticize.
This is a competition.
Let's get a close-up of this burn on her dress.
I was winning.
You were not.
It's so unfair.
It's not looking so good from the front.
What about the neck?
And now for the moment of truth, we have Liliane and Ellie here who are going to tell us who the winner is. So what do you think?
Well, it's very hard to choose, actually. I think you both done really well. I think you worked very hard at the challenge. You're very competitive as well. Oh dear.
What do you think, Ellie?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the iron wasn't her fault, that why it burnt the dress, to be honest. And they're both lovely dresses. I can't pick. Liliane, you pick.
They're equally the same.
Yeah, all right, we're tied.
Yeah, yeah.
Well done.
Well done.
Shake hands. Thank you very much.
And you did it within the time scale, so that was good. Cool. Yeah, that was good.
Thanks very much. Do we get to take them home? Yes. Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you very much to everyone at the London Textile Studio. Right, we do have a question to answer first. I know you've got some more news for us, but I'd like to answer this first from this viewer. She says, "Hi Chrissy, I've been seeing a man for a while and I know my parents wouldn't approve as he's from a different country. However, things are getting really serious and I don't want to hide anymore, but I'm really scared about how my parents will react. They may even disown me. I love my parents so much, but I also love my partner and he makes me really happy. What would you do, Chrissy?" Well, I have to say, you know, I also went through the same thing as most of you. I've spoken about it on the show before. And you have to be really sure about this person that you're with, first of all, because there is a risk that you will lose your family. So is he worth it, first of all? Do you really know him well? Are you sure he's going to be the one for you? Because before I made my decision, when I did tell my family about my then boyfriend, I was absolutely sure about him. I knew we had a future together, so I wouldn't have taken that risk otherwise. So if you are sure about him, then I would, as I did, I went ahead with everything. And it was hard. You have to be prepared for some hard times. I was disowned for a while, for a long, long while. But at the end of the day, I never regretted the decision that I made because I have such a wonderful husband. So if you're prepared to take that risk, maybe when you tell your family, maybe they won't take it as badly as you think they will. But if you really love this person and, you know, you really believe he's the one for you, I went for it, so I would say go for it. But as I said, be prepared, prepare yourself because it's not easy. I cried a lot when I lost contact with my dad and everything. Things turned around afterwards. He did meet my husband, they got on really well. But as I said, that's obviously something that you need to decide to do. But I've just, told you what I did. So I hope, I wish you all the best. And if you guys at home have a question as well, you can email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv. What do you reckon, Excel?
Yeah, I
feel really low down on this chair, by the way. What's going on?
I think I'm suddenly taller than you.
Okay.
Yeah, fabulous.
Yeah, what do you think about this?
No, I agree, because I think if you're going to make that much of a sacrifice, if you're going to sort of go that far and go, you know what, I'm going to do this, just be absolutely sure. Like you say, in your case, you knew what you wanted and you were sure that this was, this was the guy for you. So just be prepared to take, the fall.
There are people that are so attached to their family, so attached to their family that if they go ahead and they lose like family members over it, they can't take it.
Yeah.
And what happens after that? You have to. This is something else actually I was meant to say. You can't now, if something does happen with your family, you can't now start blaming your partner because you've made that decision. So you shouldn't, like, for example, if you're having an argument, say, I left my family for you, and like, look, don't bring that up. If you make the decision, make it, and just move on with your partner. Don't keep going back and throwing things in his face if you know that comes up. Yeah. But as I said, if you are a type of person that is very attached to your family, and it's probably not a great idea to go ahead, but obviously you have to see you have to make that decision and see what you're prepared to give up on either side.
Absolutely.
It's actually a real shame that it has to come to that.
Yeah, it's a shame to have to choose, I have to say.
Because you should be able to have
both,
but,
absolutely.
Such is life sometimes, unfortunately.
Well,
we've got 3 minutes left, Excel, for another news item.
Yes, no problem.
Sorry, I was talking too much.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was important. It was important. Okay, I shall mention this really quickly. There is a wacky stylist by the name of Maria Lucia Mogno who gave her coupe a toupee. If we cue photos of she's a hairdresser, and she actually she covered her entire vehicle with hair. And actually won a Guinness Book of Records. She originally won the title in 2010, but now she's from Italy. She's managed to add a further 20 kilos of hair to the vehicle, and she's decorated the inside, the outside. So that's the steering wheel we can see, and she's covered the whole car is basically plaited. There you go. So I mean, fancy taking that through the car wash.
I was just thinking, what happens when it rains?
Bit of a blow dry and bit of a tongue and blow dry afterwards, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, so she's won the
photos.
Absolutely. So she still drives the car on a regular basis, apparently, and she can be seen nipping to the shops in her car every now and again. So she gives it a good brush down to make sure it looks its
like
best.
Having a horse, isn't it?
Well, indeed. Only this one will run off, and there you go.
Yes, it won't do that.
Well, well, something I had to highlight is my usual social media drama.
Oh no, what now?
This time around is Naomi Campbell that has sort of caught the Twitterati, or the Twitter...
Twitterati?
Well, yeah, that's what we call it, the Twitteratis. Yes, they were at it again because of her. Because I don't know if you know Malala Yousafzai. I hope I pronounced the surname correctly, but we all know her as Malala, a young lady from Palestine? No, from Pakistan, that's it. And she was shut down by the Taliban and was actually was rescued and was brought to the UK on asylum. So recently she won a Nobel Prize for, Nobel Peace Prize, and she shared it with somebody else as well. However, Naomi Campbell wanted to congratulate her on Twitter, and she actually, I have the tweet on screen here. It actually says, "Congratulations, Malaria, on your Nobel Peace Prize 2014, hashtag respect, hashtag joy, hashtag it all just started, heart," and posted the photo on Instagram. Of course.
Herself?
No, as in of the lady. However, of course, the you know, people weren't impressed and said, "You actually just call Malala malaria." Like, really, autocorrect, you need to check before you press send.
Yeah, you really do, because of some of the things that our iPads and phones do.
Exactly. And also, Nobel Peace Prize, she also spelled that wrong. She spelled Nobel Peace Prize as opposed to Nobel. And you see, this is the thing. And lots of people were saying things like, Naomi Campbell just congratulated Malaria for her Nobel Peace Prize. That sucks. Shantizi says, Naomi Campbell is a special kind of human. She tagged Malala as malaria.
We've run out of time, Excel. Thank you very much. I know you love these Twitter stories, but we do have to go now. Thank you so much for giving us a smile on the show.
I aim to please.
Alrighty, so we have reached the end of the programme, but if you want more information about anything tonight, our guests as well, you can visit the website chrissybshow.tv. And just to leave you with this thought, never make a major decision in your life when emotions are high, and especially when you're angry or upset. Always sit down and think things through logically, weigh out the pros and cons, and then make your decision. See you again next time. Bye-bye for now.
But there is that case of saying, well, it's still your self-esteem and the way you feel, right? It just went. It just went where I was going. Can I just do that very quickly? It just went.
It's okay.
Right, okay.
Water. Face.
Let's start again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, we're ready to go.
From
right.
where?
Right, okay.
Sorry, can we start again?